Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Hey guys, welcome back to the Language Tutor Spanish series. I'm Danny Evans, your profesor de español, and I'm so glad you're with me on this episode. So, hey, before we jump into the lesson, have you subscribed to the Language Tutor yet? If you haven't, we would really appreciate you just clicking below, click subscribe, and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our great language lessons right here on the Language Tutor. And also, look up the Language Tutor Spanish on your favorite podcast platform. Most of the video lessons here on YouTube have an accompanying podcast episode that allows you to practice what you're learning right here on this channel while you're on the go. And check us out on Facebook at the Language Tutor Spanish. I'd love to get to know you there. But let's jump right in. Again, we're continuing with our series on countries and nationalities in Spanish. And today we're jumping across the Atlantic over to Europe. All right, so you might want to have something ready to write on, ready to write with. And, or maybe you just want to watch and pronounce these with me. Either way, we're going to jump right in and we'll say the country and then the nationality for most of these, unless they're major territories. All right, let's jump right in. Here we go. So first up, Europe is simply Europa. And if you're European, you're Europeo. Easy enough. Now, let's go over to Iceland really quick. It's out there all by itself. We want to make sure we don't forget Iceland. Iceland in Spanish is Islandia. Islandia, and they are Islandés. That's their nationality, all right? Now, let's jump over to the United Kingdom. In Spanish, the United Kingdom is Reino Unido, all right? And if we want to get specific into England, we can call it Inglaterra. Inglaterra. And of course, people there are English, so they're Inglés, right? All right, let's go up to Scotland. Scotland in Spanish is called Escocia, and they are Escocés. That's their nationality. And where my family comes from is Wales, and so that's Gales, and it's Gales is their nationality. Gales and Gales. All right, now let's go over to Norway. Norway is called Noruega, and their nationality is Noruego. And obviously, for any of these nationalities, you would want to modify them for gender, okay? Now, Sweden is going to be Suecia, and their nationality is Sueco. All right, Finland is Finlandia, and they are Finlandés. Finlandés. Okay, Denmark is Dinamarca. Dinamarca, in Danish, the nationality is Danes. All right, now let's move into further down into the mainland of Europe and go to Germany is Alemania. Alemania, and German is Alemán. Over to one of my favorite countries, the Netherlands is Países Bajos. And you might be saying, hey, that means the lands or the countries low, right? Bajo. That's exactly right, the low lands, because in English, nether means low. So the Netherlands, Países Bajos, and Dutch is Hollandés, all right? Belgium is Belgica, and the nationality is Belga. Now let's go to small little Luxembourg. Okay, this is Luxemburgo. Luxemburgo, and they are Luxembourgés. Luxembourgés. France is Francia, and they are Francés. And of course, we're going to not forget Spain, which is España, and they are obviously Español, right? I bet you knew that one already. Now let's go over to Portugal, which in Spanish is the same thing, but it's pronounced Portugal, and the language, also the nationality is Portuguese. Portuguese. And let's go to Italy next, which is Italia, and they are Italiano. Italiano. It almost makes you want to say it like that. Italiano. Anyway, okay. Let's go over to Switzerland. All right, Switzerland is Suiza, and their nationality is Suizo, okay? Another small little country is Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein. Now, you'll hear people in English say Liechtenstein or Liechtenstein. All right, well, in Spanish, you know, I've looked at a lot of different pronunciations of this, and most of the ones I've heard actually make that CH like a K, Liechtenstein. So they say Liechtenstein. So you're going to hear some different pronunciations in Spanish, but, you know, type it in, pronunciation of Liechtenstein in Spanish, and you'll hear some examples. The nationality is Liechtensteiniano, or you might hear people say Liechtensteiniano, but Liechtensteiniano is basically what it is. All right, Austria is Austria, and their nationality is Austriaco. Now, the Czech Republic is called República Checa, and their nationality is Czecho. Let's go to Poland now. It's Polonia, and the nationality is Polaco. Now we're going to get into some of those countries that we don't hear as much about, but they are there and they're important. So Slovakia in Spanish is Eslovaquia, Eslovaquia, and their nationality is Eslovaco. Hungary, Hungría, Hungría, and they are Húngaro. Remember that H is silent, so you just got to focus on where to put those accents. And on the nationality, we put it on the U. Húngaro. All right, Bosnia and Herzegovina is actually the same in Spanish, but we want to pronounce it with Spanish pronunciation. Bosnia Herzegovina, and their nationality is actually Bosnian, so it's Bosnio. Slovenia is Eslovenia, and their nationality is Esloveno. Let's go now to Serbia, which is Serbia, and they are Serbio. Montenegro is Montenegro, same thing. Nationality, Montenegrino. Montenegrino, it's kind of a long word. All right, now Albania is same in Spanish, pronounce it Albania, and their nationality is Albanese. Greece is Grecia, and they are Griego. And it's interesting because, you know, in the alphabet, the letter Y is Y, which is the letter I Greek. It's Greek I. So now it kind of might make sense now. You might go, oh, yeah, I remember that. Okay, let's go out in the water to Cyprus. It is called Chipre, and they are Chypriota. Now to Bulgaria, Bulgaria, and they are Bulgaro. Romania, almost the same, but we're going to change that O to a U. We get Romania, and they are Rumano. Moldova is Moldavia, and they are Mordoviano. Mordoviano. You got to practice that a few times. Mordoviano. Ukraine, we should say, Ukraina, and they are Ukranio. Belarus, Bielorrusia, and they are Bielorusso. Lithuania, Lituania, and they are Lituano. Latvia is Letonia, and their nationality is Leton. And now one more for you, and that is Estonia. In Spanish, it's the same thing. We say Estonia, and they are Estonio. All right, mis amigos, that gives you a lot of new words to practice, so just keep backing this video up, starting it over, and definitely check out the podcast episode so you can practice these while you're in your car or sitting at your desk at work, whatever. But anyway, that's it for this lesson, and we'll continue our trip around the world in future episodes. I'm looking forward to that. I'll see you next time on the Language Tutor Spanish. Hasta pronto. Friends, thanks for watching the Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below the video. And please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of our language lessons.